All right, so last time we talked all about the soft side of electronic warfare, but what happens when just jamming a signal isn't going to cut it? Well, today we're diving into the hard kill option, the world of physical destruction and how it all fits into the bigger picture of electronic warfare strategy. I mean, what if the goal isn't just to confuse an enemy command center for a little while, but to make sure it can never send a signal again? This is where the invisible world of electronic signals crashes right into the very real world of raw combat power. And this chart, it lays out the core difference perfectly. On one side, you've got your soft kill. The goal there is to confuse or jam things using signals and deception. The keyword here is temporary. But on the other side, you've got the hard kill. The goal is total destruction using actual combat power. And believe me, the effect is very, very permanent. Okay, so let's really dig into our first big topic. What do we actually mean when we say hard kill or physical destruction in a real tactical situation? So, let's set a scene. Picture this. There's this super advanced enemy radar site. It's so good, our attempts to jam it just aren't working. Now, if we want to get our planes through that airspace safely, that radar has to go. And not just for a few minutes, it has to be taken off the board for good. And that brings us to the official definition. Physical destruction is, pretty simply, using combat power. We're talking missiles, bombs, artillery, to completely destroy or neutralize whatever the enemy has. It's not about influencing them. It's about removing them from the equation entirely. So, the why is pretty straightforward. You want to physically break something, not just mess with its signal. The where, well, you're usually aiming this at really high-value targets. Things like command centers, critical communication hubs, that sort of thing. And the how? You're bringing the full force of your military, ground troops, ships, or aircraft. Now, what's really fascinating is the process behind it. First, you've got to pick the right tool for the job, maybe a precision-guided munition, a PGM, which is basically a smart bomb. Second, and this is absolutely crucial, is the timing. You don't just hit them whenever, you hit them right at the moment they need that system the most. That's how you completely unbalance them. And finally, you have to sync up this physical strike with everything else you're doing in the electronic warfare space. It has to be part of the larger plan. So you've got jamming, you've got defense, you've got these physical strikes. How on earth does a commander keep all of this organized? Well, it all fits into a framework they call the EW tree. It's a way to give some clear structure to all these different pieces. Think of the EW tree as like a mental map. It's a simple little hierarchy that organizes all the main jobs of electronic warfare, and it shows you exactly how things like intel gathering, attacking, and defending all fit together. And there it is. It looks so simple, right? But don't let that fool you. This is an incredibly powerful way to think about things. At the very top, you have electronic warfare, EW, and from that, you get three main branches you really need to remember: ESM, ECM, and ECCM. So let's break down what each of those actually is. Okay, first up is ESM. That stands for Electronic Warfare Support. You should think of this as the foundation for everything else. This is your intelligence gathering team. Their whole job is to listen, to search for, intercept, and find the location of enemy signals. They are quite literally the eyes and ears of the operation. Next, we have ECM, Electronic Countermeasures. This is the offensive part of the tree. This is the attack function, where you're using tools like jamming and deception to actively get in the enemy's way and disrupt whatever they're trying to do. And rounding it out, we have ECCM, which stands for Electronic Countermeasures. This is your defensive branch. Its entire mission is to be the shield, to protect all of our systems and communications from what the enemy is trying to do with their ECM. All right, so theory is one thing, but let's see how this whole framework actually works when things get real. It's time to put the EW tree into action with an example. Okay, this is where it all comes together beautifully. Step 1, locate. The eyes and ears, our ESM units, pick up radio signals coming from an enemy headquarters. Step 2, decide. The commander looks at the situation and decides that just jamming them with ECM, a soft kill, isn't going to be enough. So that leads to step 3, attack. A hard kill is ordered using those smart bombs, the PGMs. And the result? Step 4, unbalance. The strike hits at the exact moment the enemy is trying to issue new orders, causing absolute chaos and knocking them off balance when it matters most. See how it all connects? Phew, we have covered a lot of ground today. tying together both the electronic and the physical sides of the modern battlefield. So let's do a quick recap of the key things you should take away from all this. First, remember physical destruction. It's all about using real combat power, like PGMs and artillery, to permanently take an enemy asset off the table. Second, that critical timing. It's not just about what you do, but when you do it. Striking at that vital moment is how you unbalance your opponent. And finally, the EW tree. Just remember it's the organizational map with those three core pillars: ESM for support, ECM for offense, and ECCM for defense. And that brings us to one last thing to think about. We've made it pretty clear that physical destruction is permanent. So why would a commander ever choose temporary jamming over just destroying an enemy target for good? What kind of strategic trade-offs are at play there? It's a great question to chew on.